Deb was a long-standing teacher in our school for many years, and then was appointed as deputy about 3 years ago, and was doing a fantastic job, and she's embraced our culture and ethos to the full. And in the September of 2012, she very sadly collapsed at the end of a Friday in class and was critically ill. And she was rushed to hospital and then diagnosed with a hemorrhage on the brain, and was operated on, was getting better, and then 4 or 5 weeks later she had a similar bleed on the brain again, and this time sadly she didn't recover. We decided we needed a lasting memorial to remember Deb by, and we talked about a piece of sculpture that might be an appropriate way to do that. So we commissioned Philip Garrett, the artist, to come and discuss some of our ideas with us.
I met with the head and I went away and did a preliminary sketch, and this is what I came up with here, based on my own memories and experiences of school. I tried to imagine what they would want.
Through lots of discussions with children and staff, and also with governors as well, we came up with the idea of a mural, a sculpted mural.
So I showed this one to the school council, and I also showed them a second drawing which I started to develop here.
And then the final idea showed children doing a range of activities that embraced our culture and philosophy, really.
Here we've got a gymnast, a dancer, somebody in cricket uniform, a female footballer there holding up the medals, gymnastic rings.
And amongst all these children would be a representation of Deb through a hat.
Here is the hat with the young girl reading a story to them.
A summer hat that she used to wear as a teaching aid in class, with the children clearly remembered and requested that they be included in the relief sculpture.
So after that, I thought instead of me drawing at home in the studio, why not get the pupils themselves to do a photo shoot, and they can act out the composition themselves. With relief sculpture, you very rarely see a face looking out. It's very much about what you do. So we've got lots of photos I'm using as reference material. So from these images I've started to work on the clay model. And next week, after the Easter half term, I'll take this back and the kids will tell me exactly what they want and what they don't want, and we'll evolve the idea further. Hello there, all right? Thanks for coming out and seeing me today. What we've got here, this is a scale model or a maquette. The final one will be 4 times the size of this. The good thing about working in clay is I can change anything at all. If there's anything you'd like me to add or anything that you'd like me to take away, I can do that. Are you all happy with the shield in between? Yeah. You don't mind that? All right. Well, that's good. Do you want to have a go? Okay, what you can do, if I draw out an area here, see all that area? I'd like to build that up. Can you do it little and often, we say? Right. I need to build this area up here. You get your piece of clay, shape it in your hand, see how it sticks to your thumb? See there? Place that on. Try that. And you're right with me right, and a model with me left. So try using both hands as well. Anyone else some clay?
That one. Jamie with a ponytail. I'll cover facing, you know. Jamie with a ponytail. Oh no.
Add a bit more clay on that one there. I hope you haven't got clay all over your uniforms, have you?
Not yet.
See you soon, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, I will finish this. I'll model the maquette up, and then I'll be making portraits. For example, this figure here, she could be reading a book, and I'll draw the portrait from that angle. This one here in profile, this figure could be looking down at a television screen, and they will all be shot with the light coming from this way, because when I work in the studio the light will be coming this way as well, which is very important that I get the same lighting conditions as reference really. Another idea was that it gave the figures individuality. One had short curly hair, another one had long straight hair, somebody had a fat chubby face, somebody had a thinner face. Some of them are from different ethnicities, and that gives me enough information then to go from. So the maquette is finished and they like it, and I've now been working for about 2 weeks on a full-scale version. This is only very roughing out stage really, very basic, just trying to draw the big shapes. And then afterwards, I'll start to work on the finer details then. And then I'll use the portraits as reference, so it gives them all the figures look individual. I'll get the text coming along the bottoms, and then I'll go back on the figures. It's getting there. I'm just building the figures up and adding more and more detail. So this area here needs to come forward. And the school council are also going to come and visit next week, and they'll have a go at sculpting as well. Go straight through, yeah, there's some benches there. So this is the work in progress at the moment. What I want you to do is just find yourself a little space. You want to get rid of the background. Get some modelling clay on your tool and press it in. We'll just go over it like that, and we're trying to get it smoother. Just take your time.
It's that good.
And obviously I could come over it afterwards and refine it if it needed it.
What do you think?
Good. Amazing.
Amazing, isn't it?
I reckon it's good the way he's carved it and everything. It shows like how much things we do in school and how lucky we are.
Absolutely fantastic.
I chose not to render the whole thing smooth, and what I've tried to do is I'm in the process of keeping the faces young, youthful, and smooth them off, and then the uniforms and the figures can be left more impressionistic, sketchy.
If you make the hands and the head smooth and put texture on the clothes and the shoes, it's contrasting.
Design.
Very good. Yes, very good.
I've learnt a lot from it.
Well, you will have done. Yeah. You will have done.
And I think it's good to have another pair of eyes. You're the clerk of work. This is silicon, and you mix it with something called a catalyst at the ratio of 10:1. And you can either weigh it, or I mark it off. I always err on the strong side. to apply the silicone to the model. It's expensive stuff, this, so you don't want to waste it. This is called a fiberglass jacket, and the jacket it keeps the mould underneath rigid. The silicone is the soft material, and the jacket, which is the fiberglass, gives it the stability. Clay's no good to anyone anymore. Once you get under it, you might find you can leave a big clumps of it off. You just put it back in the clay bin, soak it again and use it again. Well, the mould needs to be completely clean before you start casting. Bronze powder, and it's mixed with some resin, fiberglass resin. Catalyst. Now, the more bronze you can load into it, the more bronze it'll be, basically. I like to put 3 layers on if I can. And after 3 layers of bronze, I back it up with glass fibre matting to strengthen the piece. The last layer on the inside will also contain bronze to help protect it from the elements. Just try and find a way in. Once it goes, it'll go very quick. Got the shot now, that's all I'm going to be doing for the next couple of days. I wire wool the surface of the piece and exposing the metallic bronze. So then in effect you've got real bronze on the outside. It's a little bit too dark, isn't it really, I think? I've gone to that end and I was starting again at this end. I might put another layer of coloured green, transparent green into it. And then, for the most part, I want the bronze to do the work. So, in time, it will start to get a green patination on it. Attached on the back are 2 keyhole fittings that will fit onto 2 big raw bolts set into the wall. Get a lift with the minibus. And you mark off on the wall exactly where it's going to go. I'll drill into the wall and put 2 raw bolts in. Then with the help of somebody else, lift it up, offer it up to the wall, locate it,
We're on one end.
push it onto the bolts, and then just tap it down into place.
That's brilliant.
And then put a couple of screws into the wall to prevent it from being lifted up and taken.
We gather here today to remember our special friend, colleague and teacher, Deb Foster.
We ask God to give Mrs. family and friends the strength to continue in their daily lives.
Our school community has lost a fabulous teacher and friend. Help everyone within the school to continue to be the best they can ever be. Lord, hear us.
Lord, graciously hear us.
One of the nicest things I've ever heard someone say about someone else is never forget how much we think of you. I thought that was a lovely thing to say. And this today is an aide memoir, something to help you to say, we will never forget how much this lady meant to us. So it's a great honour for me to represent you here today. So shall we count 1, 2, 3? 1, 2, 3. There we go.
Big clap, everybody.